Hello and welcome back everybody to another episode of A Slice of Fried Gold. If you're joining us for the first time, as we say, where the hell have you been? What's going on? But we're happy you're here. We're happy that you finally found us. We were hiding behind the fridge, that's where we normally are.
Behind the fridge, in the fridge.
In the fridge. Definitely.
With the snacks.
And the beer.
Yeah, gun to my head, you can only have one thing in your fridge for the rest of your life. Some snacks.
Yeah. Snacks is quite general though, isn't it?
Yes.
What kind of snacks?
Because
let's face it, you're a crisp man. You wouldn't get crisps in the fridge.
I am a crisp man. Okay. Gun to your head, snacks or alcohol for the rest of your life?
Oh, alcohol.
Yeah, snacks. it's
Sweet booze.
No.
No?
Give me those salty treats.
That's what you tell them. Oh dear. Right, if you haven't liked this video already, make sure you do, because that was fun. If you are listening to the first time, subscribe to this channel. Ring that notification bell so if you get notified every week when we drop our videos. If you're listening on Spotify, give us a 5-star review and comment down below. And comment down below on YouTube as well. But with that said, a bit more pleasantries. Ben, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Nothing really to report. Nothing new is going on in my life. Nothing exciting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's stuff going on, but of course we've tried to agree that this podcast stays relatively,
positive and
upbeat. We don't want people to come here and to be lectured and annoyed and everything. We want them to, This is a calming podcast for, I just listen and chill and relax,
have a laugh
and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's difficult with the world the way it is.
Yeah. So, the only things I've got really that's happened to me have all been sort of grumpy things that I can't turn into a funny story.
Yeah.
I know that's my knack of, hence last week, paper cut from toilet paper.
Yeah.
It's I've not got any of that kind of thing.
That's fair.
Apart from someone said that I was talking to someone and they were talking about a northern accent and how it's, they moved south in it and it meshed. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I know. And they were like, you don't have a northern accent. And I was like, excuse me. They're bullying through high school. Ben, what we got in PE together today? Basketball. Basketball. No. Do not tell me I have not got a slightly northern accent.
Slightly yes, thick no.
No, not a thick one at all.
It's the occasional word.
It's the occasional word, yes, but that's because they were saying about how their accent was two accents meshed together, and I was like, yes, same, and they're like, no, and I was like, yes.
It's like when you always call it tea when it's dinner.
It is tea.
It's dinner.
It's tea.
It's dinner.
Tea.
It's dinner. Tea. It's dinner.
That's not. The problem is, Paddy.
That wasn't even rehearsed, people.
The problem is.
What?
So I am the youngest of four.
Yeah, I know.
Firstly, I know how to be annoying.
You are.
And I know how to be stubborn.
Yes, I know.
So if you want to go down this road of just fighting for 30 minutes and saying tea, dinner, I will win.
I don't know. I could be pretty irritated. Anyway, let's not start that one.
So yeah, no, nothing really to report. How about you?
Trying to think. Nothing major to report. I'm obviously still on annual leave.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back to work on Friday, so obviously, the dread is already rolling in, and I've only got one day left. I'm just like, ugh! But yeah, I've had I've enjoyed my time off. I've had a nice chill weekend. I've seen the parents, spent a bit of time with them. I've been eating well. I've had 3 square meals a day, Ben. I'm not normally a 3 square meal a day kind of person.
You're 2 at a push.
Yeah, I know, but I think that's because I'm not in a work situation where I'll have breakfast, so then I'll have a staff meal, and then it's at work all day.
But even when we were in America, you were 2 at a push.
Yeah, I think it's just
granted, in America, portion sizes of
they were disgustingly big.
No, they weren't. They weren't disgusting. They were delicious.
Not disgusting, but they were just huge. But I think it's just a case of winter's set in, it's kind of cold, so big meals, things like that, you know, like regular ones. I felt human, Ben. I felt human,
Good
which was
for
quite
you.
nice. But yeah, nothing to report. It's just been nice to not have to worry about work. I already know that I'm going to dread. Like, I would expect by 12:01 on Friday, a message from me going, "Can I go back on holiday, please?"
No. If I wasn't allowed to go back on holiday when I went back to work, you're not allowed to.
I know.
If I have to suffer through this shit, so do you.
We all suffer.
Not the lottery winners.
No.
Bastards.
Well, some of them do, and they mess it up. But...
Yeah. It's the people who, you'd be bored if you won the lottery.
No,
I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't.
Or at least let me try being bored. I want to know how that feels.
I miss being bored. I miss the lockdown.
Yes, you were one of the lucky people. Well, I say lucky people, but you got furloughed, didn't you?
Well, I got furloughed, but I mean, I literally spent a year basically doing nothing, which was, in some ways, ideal, in some ways, it was not.
Yeah.
But I think it's different when you know you've got all that kind of money coming in, and you have all that money sitting in the bank account. I don't think I would go like crazy.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm quite conscious with money, so I wouldn't do the crazy things. I'd just buy like a relatively nice house and just live normally.
You know when like the Euro Millions is ridiculous money, like 178 million and everything. Do you know if that was right now and I won it, do you know what I would do?
Invest.
I mean, yes, but that's the sensible option.
Yeah.
No. I don't know if listeners at home are aware. I don't know if I brought this up yet, but I'm currently applying for a mortgage and everything. And I'm going, being a big boy and putting my big boy pants on.
He is.
And, you know, I applied for a mortgage, and basically the mortgage agent basically laughed me out the door and was like, "You're on your own with one salary. Get to fuck."
Yeah.
And so, do you know what I would love? If I won those millions right now, I'd go buy the company, bring him into the office, and then be like, "Get to fuck.
Get out.
Get out. No."
Yeah.
You know, but I can't because I'm never going to win the lottery because life is not that nice to me.
Wow.
But yeah, that's what I would do. That would be my one reckless spend, is just buy that company and be like, "You, out." But of course you can't do that here in the UK. There's rules and regulations. This is not America.
We're just daydreaming, people.
Yes. We just daydream. This is when I apply for a mortgage and they pull up this video and go, "No."
No. Yeah. Just don't apply again there.
No. It's hypothetical, man. Why can't you dream? Why can't you
weren't there,
believe?
man.
You weren't there. Man, do you not daydream? Because there are some people that don't, and that's worrying.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do? People?
Comment down below.
Let us know.
Yeah.
What's your favourite daydream as well? Let us know. People that do daydream, let us know what your favourite one is. With that being said, both of us have nothing to report, so let's talk about the movie.
Okay.
So we've just been to see The Hunger Games, Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes.
Nearly. 99% there.
Ballad of Songbirds
The
and
Hunger
Snakes?
Games,
Yeah.
The Ballad of Songbirds
That's
and
what I
Snakes. No, you missed out the second the.
What was it? Oh, whatever.
Anyway.
The second. No, I said the second though.
Anyway.
Either way. Right, the new Hunger Games prequel movie.
Yes.
Do you want to go first, or do you...
I shall go first, yeah,
Okay.
sure, first, absolutely fine. Long.
Very.
Very,
Long.
very long. And, you know, there are some long films that can hold your attention.
Yeah.
I don't think this one's one of them. I found my mind wandering a couple of times.
Yes.
Also, in saying that, it's got so many subplots and so many story threads.
Yeah.
And it really struggles to string them all together.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I think it's apt that Loki's just come out and it's like, the loom can't keep all the threads together. And it's like, oh, that's this film. It can't keep all its threads together.
Yeah.
You know, it was, annoyingly, I never got round to reading the book.
Oh, this book?
This book.
Okay,
I've read the original Hunger Games books.
Okay.
But I never got round to reading this book.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't see if these plots and threads mesh together better in the book.
Yeah.
And then just because it's trying to be a film, it hasn't fully worked. I can't comment on that because I haven't read the book.
Yeah.
You know, comment down below, have you read the book? Do all the plots and themes and storylines, do they mesh together well? Because we need to know.
Mm.
But yeah, so I found it very long, didn't hold my attention. The story threads were not meshing together.
Yeah.
It kind of sort of... Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold, so, I'm trying not to cough as much as possible. Yeah, it was trying, like, really hard, and it kept sort of... okay, that's interesting. It's telling me to check my cruise control.
Mm.
Lovely.
Marvellous.
That's great fun.
Bear with us, people.
My car is just being angry at me.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean... yeah.
Anyway. It just means you have to drive, Ben.
Yes, I can't. Cruise control kicks off when it's 30 miles an hour anyway, and I'm doing 30 miles an hour. So why are you telling me that it's not working? That's the only thing that's confusing.
Technology.
Oh, it'll just be a turn off and on again thing.
Yeah. We can't do that while we're driving, people. So
I mean, we could, but we don't know how that would go.
Let's not try.
Oh, there was one time. Policeman, if you're listening to this, don't like skip ahead.
Fast forward.
Fast forward. It was one time I was driving down a road. It was 2, 3 in the morning. It was absolutely empty, and I was like, oh, I wonder what it's like to drive with no lights on at like 2, 3 in the morning when it's pitch black.
You wally.
It was terrifying.
Yeah, I bet it bloody was.
And it was like quickly, oh, no, on! But I know now. I know what it's like.
Okay.
But then the next question becomes, those people who do drive without lights on and they don't know, and everyone's like flashing them. How do they not know?
They obviously ate their carrots.
Oh, obviously.
They ate so many carrots they can literally see in the
Pea
dark.
carrot, yes. No. Yeah, I did that once. Anyway, back to the film.
Anyway.
Long, so many plots, so many threads.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't know who it wanted to be the main character, I think. It really, it should have been, he's the main character and she's the supporting character, but it kept sort of like trying to, even though it was all from his perspective, it kept sort of trying to be more...
like push her forward as well. Yeah.
And everything. And also, because it's supposed to be a film or a story from the perspective of the villain in the original series and like his villain origin story. I don't know, it felt just a bit tacky and stereotypical and like common for it to be a love story as his villain arc.
Yeah, I guess.
And I was just kind of like, we've done this before. And that was my problem with it. It was all right. I think the original 4 films...
3 books.
3 books were better.
Okay.
No. Was it Mockingjay Part 1? Which one was the finale? Hunger Games, Catching Fire, Mockingbird, or Mockingjay. Mockingjay Part 1 was a bit meh, and Part 2 didn't sort of complete satisfactory. Like, the first 2 films were good.
Well, it's funny you should bring that up, really, because I was going to bring that up when I was going to say...
Well, let's move over to you then.
Well, I'm going to bounce off that, because the director for this one is the director for Catching Fire and Mockingjay Part 1 and 2.
Right.
He has fully stated that Mockingjay should not have been 2 films. He literally said in an interview, it shouldn't have done, it was paced completely inappropriately.
It was copying the Harry Potter hype.
It was carrying the trend of Harry Potter. It was the same what Twilight did with Breaking Dawn Part 1 and 2.
Correct.
However, I actually think this film, with all its plot threads, could have been a 2-parter film.
I was thinking the same.
I feel like this was nearly 3 hours long. It was 2 hours and 40 minutes, or just under, like 37, I think. Where actually you could have made 2
100-minute films.
100-minute films and probably paced it better.
Yeah.
Again, I can't remember what movie it was recently. Was it Saltburn?
Yes.
That had the chapters come up again.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's not something that I assume it probably happens in the book. I'm not reading the books. I've never read the Hunger Games books. I've read the Hunger Games. I've watched the movies. I've not read any of the books. Haven't read this book, so I've only watched the films. And I felt that this movie could have actually probably benefited from being 2, but I don't think they would have risked it.
No, I mean, I will add on to that those chapter screen moments,
the titles,
the title screens.
Yeah.
they were effectively the start of another story.
Yeah.
Like they were literally, they would have to restart the setting. If you're going to pull out, fine, pull out, but actually move.
I don't think they're going to move out.
Well, he's got his right indicator on, and he is moving. He just took his time.
He's obviously being a twat.
It's very hard because some people, their one brain cell has to go from their head all the way down to their foot to tell them to
I'm
move.
glad you said foot.
Well, where else would the brain cell go? This is not a car park at 3 a.m. Oh, did I ever tell you about that?
No.
One time when I was going to my Monday pub quiz,
Yeah.
we came really low down, so we all went to McDonald's afterwards to make ourselves feel better.
Okay.
And when I returned to the car park,
somebody getting steamy.
No, well, they should have been getting steamy. At least I probably wouldn't have noticed. So he was in the driver's seat, door open, and she was kneeling on the floor, bending over.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I
in the McDonald's car park.
No, in Butter Market.
In the Butter Market?
Yeah, the very well-lit 24-hour car park because it's got a 24-hour gym.
Wow.
Butter
Maybe he
Market.
just had cramp.
What, and she was massaging it out for him with her mouth.
Yes.
But yeah, I did a double take.
Yeah, I bet.
And I was like, what the fuck? And, I was like,
That's crazy.
Do I do something? Do I make a noise? Do I say something? Do I go over and watch?
Well, you wouldn't have taken any interest in that.
No, I would have been disgusted. But I was like, you're doing it in public, so obviously you have no shame.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll come and join you. Get a little menage a trois going, I was like, what is going on? And then of course, I pulled my keys out and jangled my keys, and oh my god, she jumped.
I bet she did.
I'm more proud of her that she didn't clamp down with her teeth when she jumped.
You could just and then he goes, "It's okay, darling."
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And I was just like, wow, props to you.
Yeah, fair
for
play.
doing it because they'd obviously not scoped because they were in a corner, so they're like, we're in the corner. We're fine.
Yeah.
What they didn't realise was that corner was next to a stairwell.
Wow.
So I came out of that stairwell and I was like, oh,
fair.
That's happening right now. And it was,
should have just magically had some confetti and gone muscle time.
No. It's dodgeball.
Yeah.
When they're trying to raise the money for the gym,
Yeah.
and they're doing the car wash, and there's that trucker guy with his shirt half up.
Get in there, deep little boy.
You should have done that and be like, yeah, suck on that stick nice and deep. Work that shaft on those balls. That's what I should have done.
God. Could you imagine?
But no, my Britishisms kicked in. It was like, oh no, don't look. Oh no, carry on walking. Make a loud noise with the keys.
Carry on.
Oh.
Right. Anyway,
back to the film.
We've segued a lot in this. We've segued a lot in this one. Right. So yeah, like I was saying, I felt this movie like you. I think it was too long.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it being broken down into 2 100-minute movies, or or 2 115 or whatever, would have helped it, and maybe with the pacing would have been better.
Mm-hmm.
It was split into 3 chapters. I assume that's probably what it was in the book.
Probably.
However, like you said, each one then felt like it was a new story.
Mm-hmm.
But it then didn't. But it was like there was no time jump. Do you see what I mean? You kind of expected it to maybe be 5 years later, but actually it was 3 days.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So it wasn't even half of it didn't even seem necessary.
No.
For the story. It could have just carried on without them.
Yeah.
I don't know if that then equates to the pacing. If you got rid of them and it flowed, would it have felt different?
Maybe.
Possibly. I'd like to show props to the main actor who plays Snow, because I think he had big boots to fill, knowing that what's his face, Donald Sutherland, who played Snow in the Hunger Games films, is obviously such an iconic actor, and I don't feel like he was copying him, but he had mannerisms, and sometimes the way he felt like it was him. Yeah, right. And Ben, it's late. I'm trying to get this out because we're rolling now. We're getting there. We're getting to the end. I felt like he did well with with what he had.
Yeah.
I do not think the script was strong.
No.
Some lines just felt like it was like a child writing the script. It felt very wooden. And I don't think it was the acting. I felt it was a very poor script in that sense.
Yeah.
Again, going back to what I was saying about the director, he obviously directed Catching Fire, Mockingjay Part 1 and 2, and this.
Yep.
Catching Fire is my favourite one.
Mm-hmm.
I do not like the Hunger Games movies in general. I just don't think. I don't think they're these groundbreaking movies that were how they were advertised and everything. I think people that were in it were good and everything else. Catching Fire was my favourite one out of the 4 films.
I shall agree with you there.
I felt the first one, I didn't think the direction was very good on it.
See, now for the first one, my biggest problem was the camera work, the hand camera.
Yeah,
like the camera was so shaky in the first one, it really took me out of it.
Yeah, it did. It really annoyed me.
I get that it's supposed to be, they're in this jungle, blah blah blah, shaky, blah, yes, fine, grand, crack on. But it was too shaky.
Well, we know from other movies that you don't need to do shaky cam.
No. And I know that's going to make me sound like such an old grandpa, like, the screen's moving too quickly. I don't care. It was too shaky.
But there is a case of being too shaky.
Yeah,
there is the correct amount of shakiness. You know, if it's too shaky, you can't see what's going on, and then you lose your connection with the screen.
Turning into Anton Ego. If it's too shaky, I don't watch.
Oh dear. But there was a couple of good bits in this movie. I think the main guy that plays Snow was good. I think some of the actors, like the guy that plays the commentator guy.
Yes.
Even though he wasn't the same guy that was Stanley Tucci was playing.
No.
I feel like you can kind of see where the character of the commentator has developed.
Yes.
In the sense of, I feel like this is...
See, now this is actually something I want to complain about, because that is one of the things. I feel like this, and I don't know if it's the same in the books, because I haven't read the book. Mm-hmm. There was too many sort of like, not nods, but nods to the original stories.
Yeah, like when he said teeth.
Yeah. And it just felt pandering.
Yeah.
You know, do references, do callbacks, fine, grand. You know, everyone does like a little bit of a callback.
Yeah.
But there was too many, and it started to feel pandering to me. And I feel like his character was literally Caesar. I think his name is Caesar in the original story. It's like Caesar was popular, Stanley Tucci was great. Let's do the Wish version of Caesar.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, and it just, could they not have had a slightly different spin on it?
Yeah, maybe.
You know, and everything.
But again, we can only speak from what we've seen from the film.
From the film, yes. But then, if it is the same in the books, then Suzanne Collins has got something to answer for, because it's like, look, I know you did this probably to make a bit more money because you were running low on funds.
Yeah.
But come on, you wrote a best-selling trilogy.
Yeah.
You can do better.
Yeah, very possibly.
And I know, that's very high and mighty me coming from me, who can't write for shit.
Yeah.
But
no, but I get what you mean. There is that level of things. You think it's just a bit of laziness.
Yeah. Because it's like, oh my god, he said the thing.
Yeah. There was a few of those moments.
Yeah.
There was directional wise. I thought the direction in this one was strong in the sense of there was one scene that I quite enjoyed where he is talking to the main, or the female lead, and they were like talking through the fence, and it had the split. Like, has it gone?
Yeah, the errors have all just disappeared.
Well, there you go. Maybe that's all we had to do was just
stop.
But yeah, so it just had those. I thought there was a few good visual directions, but again, like with which I wanted to bring up, with most prequels, the big issue is there is no sense of peril.
No, this has always been my argument with prequels.
Yeah. As much as, like, there, without going too much into spoilers, there's a bit where Snow gets hospitalised. Well, we know he doesn't die, so
there's no stakes.
There's no stakes in that.
Which is what I can't remember which YouTuber it was, but there was a YouTuber I watched who talked about this, and he basically said, have prequels, yes, and if you're going to have characters that already exist, they need to be side characters.
They do. And
because he points at Rogue One as a beautiful example.
Amazing.
Because you've got Darth Vader in it, but he is a side character. You've got Grand Moff Tarkin, but he is a side character. The main characters of the story are nothing to do with the originals.
So you have no idea what can happen to them.
Yeah.
And I also, but that's what I was trying to say, is that, like you said, it felt like they were struggling between whether or not he was a side character and whether or not she was the main lead. And I feel like they were trying to do that and maybe make the story seem more through, try and make her more the lead. But in the end of it, we know that he's the main character because it is about his origin story. And even then, it was pretty weak to make him like a villain. Like you said, it was just...
Yeah, it was a very weak one. It's like, that's really how you're going to become a villain? Pff, bless.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I've had harder days shitting on the toilet.
Clearly. Did you get a paper cut from it?
Exactly.
So
that's going to be my villain origin story, isn't it?
Yeah.
Destroy all toilet paper! B-days in every home!
I love going to the continent and using a B-day. It's good fun. Anyway, let's do final thoughts on that.
Final thoughts. Boring week for both of us.
Yes.
If I was to ever win the big jackpot, I would be a dick.
To that mortgage company.
Well, probably just to anyone who's wronged me as well.
Yeah, pretty much.
I would find people who I've not spoken to in like 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And be like, you don't think I can hold a grudge?
Well,
I can find out.
if you're going to do public acts of oral stimulation, potentially find somewhere better to do it than a very lit car park.
Scout the area first. Scout it. It doesn't matter if it's 3 a.m. in the morning. You're next to a 24-hour gym. There is going to be some idiot.
There is people there.
There.
Exactly that. And the new Hunger Games movie, average. Probably, and to be fair, I was going to say this as well. I have not watched the Hunger Games movies since they probably came out. I think I may have watched them again once when we got them on DVD as a family.
I think I might have watched them when they dropped once on Netflix.
I don't think I even did that. And I'm not going to be rushing to watch this movie again.
No. It's meh.
I've watched it, I've completed it, I got the t-shirt, I'm done. But with that said, what are your thoughts? Have you seen it? Let us know what you think of it down below.
If you've got any funny stories that's happened to you this week, let us know, because apparently we've not got any of our own.
Apparently we're very boring. If you...
Nosh someone off in a car park, do you scout the area first?
Or if you don't and you're in the heat of the moment, what's it like? Let us know.
Do you invite outsiders to come join?
Even if they're not part of that sexual orientation. Comment down below, let us all know, and let the world know about that. And have you ever won the lottery and bought out a mortgage company?
And been a dick.
Them, like, you motherfucker. But with that said, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, and tell all your friends that you love this amazing podcast and you should listen to it as well, or watch it. If you're listening to us on Spotify, please do give us a 5-star review, because it really does help, and comment down below there as well. And with that said, thank you very much for watching and listening and joining us this week, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much.
Guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.